What? This bitch hot. So I don't know if I wrote part of it down over there on my other videos, but no, like seriously, I'm ready to go get this tablet because I don't think anybody is watching what they're doing to black. I wouldn't say black people; it's the celebrities in general. And then I was following this child. Listen, this shit a mess. Okay, it's a lot of. That's what I should have looked up. It's a lot of. How you want to say it? It's a lot of shit that's not making sense. Some shit not adding up. Okay, it's a lot of shit not adding up. Like you have it's shit not adding up. This shit is not adding up. To me, it's not. And I want like, yo, I need to find somebody to debate with, cause y'all ain't no fucking fun. Ain't nobody no fun. I want to debate. I want to throw ideas back and forth with each other. I want to like engage. I need to find somebody I can work with. For real. I need to find like somebody to work with. I need to set like my yeah, because I need to find somebody to work with. Cause sometimes I be feeling like my I wouldn't say like my ideas don't go out there, but I swear to God, I be feeling like I'm the one that's like, bitch, I just have this inner knowing, and like this inner knowing to be deep, okay, and it be like things that I say, like, and truth be told, wait, shit. Okay, so because listen, right? The way I see it, right? If not next month, if not next month, shit. I hate that I cleaned out my bed. I ain't got the pen in here. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, no pen, no ink pen. Just saved my life. So, if not next month, I would say he'll be home November. I say November. Give it Scorpio season. Okay, give it Scorpio season. If he don't come home in July, then he'll be home in November. I say that because y'all have to follow numbers. At this point, everything is going by numbers. At this point, okay. Y'all have to look at zodiac signs of everybody that's playing parts in certain shit. Y'all have to look at certain dates that shit is happening in, and y'all also have to look at different cycles that shit is going on in. Okay, this year there's been a lot of Scorpios passing away. There's been a lot of Sagittariuses that's in the middle of shit. Okay, listen. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all gotta look at all of it. So if YNW Melly don't come home next month, which would be the 7th month, which would tie into his life path number, right? Which would tie into his life path number. Then you have to, if it don't come into his life path number, then follow his birthday, which his birthday is his life path. All right. So if it don't follow that, follow his skull and bones. Okay, follow skull and bones. Skull and bones is like the 223s, and y'all know he got a song called 223. So you would go with November the 23rd. November is every month, right? Am I right? November is 11th month, right? All right. So when I say November the 23rd, November 1 + 1 is 2, right? And then you had the 23rd, which is 23, which would be 223. And not only that, you will also do like 23 is 5, right? 5 is change, which would be the month of his birth. He was born in May, right? I'm trying to tell y'all, call it what y'all want, bitch. I be following these numbers. Okay. Call it what you want, bitch. I be following these numbers. Okay. So not only would November the 23rd be 223, but 2023 is 223, which is 7. Chariot, which is his life path number. Bitch, I'm just saying. Don't take it from me, but I promise you, if he don't come home next month, if YNW Melly don't come home next month, this nigga definitely coming home November. Okay? I promise you he gonna come home in November. Listen, look at the celebrities where people is actually going through humiliation rituals or losing people. Come on, this nigga lost both of his best friends. He literally lost both of his best friends. Then you got one best friend that's in the courtroom just lying through his fucking teeth. Okay? So I say that to say YNW Melly is sitting on money right now. What do a celebrity do? What do rappers do when they in jail? All they do is what? Right. But I promise you, if he don't come home November, he gonna come home October. I'm gonna tell you he gonna come home October because October. I'm gonna say October due to the fact that in November becomes the 223 month, which turns into the month he will get killed. Okay, I'm just saying. Listen, follow it's more so not only follow the numbers, but follow different celebrities' lives. Look what happened to King Von. Look what happened to King Von. King Von died in 223. I'm just saying. And when King Von was locked up, what was King Von doing? Nothing but writing. Nothing but writing. And when he came home, he made hella money, signed to a fucking label, and turned around and got killed. Dirk shot about the roof. So the only celebrity that they actually added inside this court case with YNW Melly was Fredo Bang. Yeah, that's the only celebrity they added was Fredo Bang. Okay, so with that being said, he'll be home because you're not just gonna tell me he gonna, bro. Why the death penalty? Why the death penalty? Y'all have to understand that this death penalty shit ain't been in the play for a long time, especially down Florida. Nigga, please. This ain't nothing but the government passing a certain law and they're gonna use him for it. That is what he's being used for, to pass a law. But he'll definitely be home. This motherfucking case and watching this case is just literally it's been weird. It's been weird. If you watch people reactions and you watch the prosecutor versus the defense attorney, and you watch, especially the judge, bitch. If y'all don't keep your eye on that fucking judge, okay, if y'all don't keep your fucking eye on the judge, something is wrong. Because that judge was weird as shit. Okay, that judge was weird as shit. But I kind of had to let Twan know, like, you know, in the court system, they all work together. They all on the same team. All this shit ain't nothing but a fucking check. Okay, this is all this is. It's a motherfucking check. Okay, this is a check. But overall, the defense attorney, public defender, judges, prosecutors, all these niggas go to lunch together. Okay, all these niggas sit down and talk about this case together. Together. They all talk about this shit together. So win, lose, or draw, nigga, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. Now, with that being said, people is really on the fence on whether or not he did it or not. We don't give a fuck whether he did it or not. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you have a lot of rappers who rap about shit they ain't do. But again, when we go into courts, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. I should have been a fucking lawyer. I should have literally been a lawyer. Because I think I make some valid points on beyond a reasonable doubt this man coming home. Beyond a reasonable doubt, it's given that their main focus was on him and not other co-defendant, is what it's given. It's given beyond a reasonable doubt they already had it out for him, you know, beyond a reasonable doubt. But if you watch, it's like if you watch the case and you just do some research, bitch, listen, don't let that gematria chart go to waste. And again, this bitch Nicole Burdett. I think her name is Burdett. Y'all know how it was this big controversial thing going with King Von and the female that pulled him up at TSA, and then the thing where this was also Dirt lawyer and shit like that. But we in the same case. We in the same situation with YNW Melly. Because I literally, last night, bro, I couldn't sleep. And when I'm very, very passionate about what I think about, what I want to work on, what I want to see, what I want to talk about, I go into it. And this bitch, I could not find her. Literally. This lady, I couldn't find her. I was like, who is she? But she looked like, I cannot put my finger on her, y'all. I can't put my finger on her. She looked like a fucking celebrity who played in movies, is what she looked like. She looked like an actor. I don't know if she's a crisis actor, but that's what she's giving. That's what she's giving. But every time you try to look her up, the only picture that pops up of this lady is, okay, say like if you go and you go find say like you go on Google and you type in, you know, YNW Melly defense attorneys, right? You go look up his lawyers and all that. They're gonna give you 3 lawyers, right? They're gonna give you the 2 niggas that was there plus the female, right? And when you look up this female, right, you look up this name, right? The only person that pops up with this female is the person that was actually working for, what's his name? Jason Williams. That's the defense attorney name. The lawyer, the black guy. Now this person, Nicole Burdett, the name that they gave you, right? The name that they gave you actually went to court against Jason Williams, which was the person she was working for, right? But that's not the same face of the bitch sitting in court, right? But this is the name that she's using. And fuck me up, okay? But every time you look up this name, there is the only person, the only picture, the only fucking picture that pops up is her sitting in this courtroom with YNW Melly. But they don't say her name. They say defense attorneys, but they don't say her name. The only names that they're using right now is, especially when they say like start telling like stories or whatever happened in the courts, they're going to mention Jason and they're going to mention the other dude, but they're not mentioning her. The only reason why I found out who the fuck she was the fact that I had to look up the name of all the people sitting in that courtroom, and all the people that were sitting in that courtroom with YNW Melly was Nicole. And I'm like, well, who the fuck is she? Because there is no trace to her. There's no trace. Like, who the fuck is she? She looks familiar, but where does she come from? Who is she? Like, where? Like, no, bitch, we're not playing. We're not playing. Bitch, I play. When I tell y'all the cases that they put in front of you, you literally have to look at it all. Look at everything. Don't listen. Pay attention to details. That's the number one thing, is paying attention to detail. So for me, I would say, even when them two was sitting at the table talking, her and YNW Melly, they was joking like a motherfucking storm up in that bitch. Okay, they was in there laughing, they was geeking, they was joking, and then one time she slipped up, which again is weird because when she did this, it was like YNW Melly had did like he was at the table like this, which is Illuminati, Masons, whatever y'all want to call it, 223, whatever you want to call it, right? And once he did that, he reached over, he spoke to her in her ear, and right after he spoke to her in her ear, she picked up this book. In this book, not in the book, but on the book, it had damn, was it the devil's plan? It was something playing shit. But the colors that it was in played a big part, right? But it said the evil plan. It said evil plan on the book. It said evil plan on the book. I couldn't get the back of the book, but the front of that bitch, because she had opened it and she did like this to YNW Melly. And I read it. And I said, get the fuck out of here. I said, get the fuck out of here. I said, now why would this book, or why would they have that book there? Why she couldn't pick up a piece of paper instead? Why did she pick that book up? Why was that known in the courtroom? You know what I'm saying? This shit's not making sense. Okay. I'm just saying, this man be it's more so like a ritual that he had to do. This is all of a ritual that, okay, like all right. Now, I'm about to bust y'all here with this one because a lot of shit play a part with each other. So listen, y'all know we're gonna jump. I'm gonna connect these two things together. Okay, I love connecting shit, but and his lawyers are just kind of like, that's absolutely ridiculous. He would have to serve at least 17. Okay, so he would have to admit to felony murder, racketeering, aggravated assault. Oh, that's nasty. All right, so listen. So I'm about to connect two different things together. I want y'all to listen to me. All right, so y'all know Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti Jr. was just fighting. All right, pay attention and follow me, okay? Everybody know who John Gotti is, right? Now, John Gotti, this is one of his movie, the movie they made for John Gotti with Costa Nostra and Sammy the Bull, and, Sammy the Bull is Sammy Gavano. But neither here there, right? These was my bosses, New York bound, right? And John Gotti actually spent time in jail and John Gotti, he was known. Reason he was known because he was a helper. John Gotti loved to help his community, okay? And John Gotti is the reason that mobsters actually went into the mainstream media, right? Because they felt like, John, you wearing these $1,000 suits. John didn't know how to stay quiet. But it was never John's fault on why the fuck the media was on him. You know what I'm saying? Bodies was popping up though. Okay. Neither here or there. When John first spent some time in jail, he spent time in jail because he wet. Okay. Because listen, if y'all ain't see the movie, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. John Gotti actually, senior, John Gotti actually spent time in jail due to the fact that he went to go do, he went to go do a play. And this play that he did was for, the mob boss, the people that was running the shit. And he felt like, let me pick my team. I should go. And, I picked my team, right? But there was someone else who was like, no, we're going to send this man with you, and y'all going to get this shit done together. John wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling it. And because he wasn't feeling it, he actually took him and his best friend. He was like brothers, right? Actually took him and his brother and the dude that they gave him, and they went and whacked this dude, right? Technically, they didn't whack him. The dude that they gave John, that went with John and his best friend, he's the one that did the whacking, right? But it was in broad daylight. What John and them was trying to do was keep it low key. But this nigga was on coke. So this nigga was, and he couldn't wait. So he killed him inside the club, right? John kind of felt some type of way. John felt like, he could have got niggas jammed up, So instead of John actually going to the mob bosses and getting the okay, because you cannot whack a man-made nigga from somebody else's crew. This is not your crew. Maybe on your crew y'all can do that shit, but over here you can't do that. And because John didn't get the okay to whack this nigga, because this nigga was a man-made nigga on the crew, John had to go to jail to do it, right? Now, John did go to jail. John spent some time in jail. He spent some time from his family, right? But when he first went to jail, I need y'all to pay attention. When he first went to jail, right? Neil came and told him, now Neil, John was like Neil's son, right? Neil came to him and Neil told him, you're going to do some time in jail. And, because what they actually did was they actually sat around with all the mob bosses from different, family members, different families. You had the Sicilians, the Costa Nostra, like everybody used to sit around and they used to talk about who to whack and who not to whack, right? So they came together and, they wanted to whack John, okay? But they consider him the concierge or some shit. Like, if can't nobody make a decision, this is the person that they go to, right? And based on his opinion, they would take his opinion and make the decision. Okay, so the concierge, he actually told them, you don't come across too many John Gottis, right? So they decided not to kill him. They decided to send his ass to jail for killing a made man, right? When John went to jail, Neil came to him and Neil told him, John, you cannot whack nobody from a man-made crew, right? At the same time, Neil let him know, like, if they told me you had to go, my nigga, you would go. That's how they move, all right? But John he went to jail. Saying all this to say this, right? With YNW Melly case, that is kind of the energy that I'm getting, right? John killed somebody. John went to jail. They told John, you're going to do this amount of time in jail. This is what they told John. You're going to do this amount of time in jail. When you come home, you're going to have this type of status. Is what they told John. Okay. John said, cool. Right? John was fine with that shit. John went to jail. They was eating good. They was chilling. They was like a boss man. Okay. John was living like a boss in jail. Right? With YNW Melly is given, and I need to look up how long John Gotti was actually locked up. Because I think John Gotti did between 3 to 5 years in jail, about 3 to 5, which is a coincidence because Melly has been locked up for 5 years. But that was that hit, not the last time John got bad. I'm talking about the hit that Neil, because John actually went to jail after Neil passed away. But we're not gonna get into that because y'all know that's my movie. I tell y'all all about that shit. But neither here nor there. It's a coincidence because YNW Melly actually been locked up for 5 years, right? So what it's given is given that YNW Melly is in the same predicament. You're gonna do these 5 years, okay? Because again, humiliation rituals. This is what goes on in the industry. You're gonna do this a many years. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna do this, that, and third. Don't worry about it. Don't tweet. And this is how it's gonna go. But again, they gotta make it look good for the public, right? Same thing they did to John. Make it look good for the public. Okay? Some shit, and I think when I watched John Gotti, that movie actually proved to me that a lot of shit was swept under the rug. A lot of shit. Okay, a lot of shit. So, what kind of get me is the fact that not only is YNW Melly going to court, but John Gotti Jr. is actually popping up in the media. Make that shit make sense. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Are y'all getting what I'm saying? He did. Yeah. What time is it? He should be like 9:30. You're welcome. But yeah, like I was baffled because listen, when they said John Gotti is about to fight Floyd Mayweather, I'm like, Floyd Mayweather, but why? Why fight Floyd? Because he need to be in the media too. In order to, and at the beginning I was thinking like, well, he only fighting Floyd because he want to showcase his skills, this, that, and the third. No. It's weird, y'all. This shit is like, when I really sit here and think about it, I be putting shit together as I talk to y'all. I really do. Because I just thought about that, like, why don't we know John Gotti? What the fuck is going on here? Okay? What the fuck is going on here? But, it's weird because not only, and again, follow the numbers, okay? Follow the fucking numbers. All right, follow the numbers. So not only do that situation make me feel like it's kind of the same, because again, if you look at King Von actually went to jail, beat a murder case, came home, made hella music, went in the studio, and got killed. Right? YNW Melly in jail, writing music, come home, he gonna get killed, but he's gonna come home. John Gotti whacked some fucking bodies, right? Man-made, went to jail, came home as a fucking lieutenant. Money. What the fuck? YNW Melly. Whack shit, come home, lieutenant. It's all like the same fucking thing. Over and over and over again. Not only that, I told you at the beginning, pay attention to the numbers. So shit that pops up with these motherfuckers that's going on this year, 9 times out of 10, 2 different signs is going to pop up. 2. If it got anything to do with people, 2 numbers that's going to pop. 2 different. Okay, wrong. I'm gonna give you 3 signs. 3 signs that's going to pop up overall. You're going to have Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Libra. 3 different signs of children. Okay. Now, within these 3 signs, they might have Aquarius highly aspected in their chart, but y'all never know because we don't go get people charts, right? But you can have Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo, highly aspected in their charts. But those couple numbers, those couple zodiac signs, elements, pay attention. Right? Not only that, I'm gonna throw some more shit at y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to pay attention. Not only that, okay, I told y'all the numbers that's gonna keep popping up is what? 5, 6, and 7. Okay? 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 9. All right. So I say 5, 6, 7, right? Because it is so weird. It is so weird. YNW Melly been locked up for 5 years. YNW birthday is May, right? He is a Taurus, right? His birthday is May. Okay. Um, which is number 5. His life path is a 7. Um, the killing happened in October. When you add all that shit up, nigga, 6. Um, so when you follow those numbers, right? A lot of shit been going on in Scorpio. Well, I wouldn't say, but there's been a lot of shit going on with Scorpios, a lot of Sagittarius. Now, another thing that y'all gotta pay attention to is when I connect certain things like this John Gotti and this. Okay, they actually stopped fighting. This big brawl happened. The big brawl happened in the 6th round of the fight. Okay, the 6th round in the fight. What's a coincidence that now y'all want to come for 808? Thank you, Spirit. What's a coincidence that now y'all want to go for Floyd Mayweather? Y'all want to threaten Floyd Mayweather, but who's connected to Floyd Mayweather? Let's think about this shit. Who's connected to Floyd Mayweather? NBA Youngboy. Not only NBA Youngboy. Let's talk boxing industry. Gervonta Davis. What is Gervonta Davis' path number? 7. I don't think y'all look at numbers the way I look at them. Like, bitch, guess what? Gervonta Davis, Scorpio. It's a lot of shit that ain't nobody. And then listen, a lot of motherfuckers getting killed in Scorpio season. You know, bitch, listen. I pay attention. I think for me, the problem is that people only see what they want, but they don't see the little details that's being shown. You know what I'm saying? The little details that's being shown. Not only that, when you go online and you look at this in the YNW Melly case, it'll be shit popping up like, oh, he got released. He got dead. Why? Even though he said he was going to get released, right? Why would that even be a topic? If he was never, because listen, if a nigga facing the death penalty, nigga, you're not coming home. Like, there is no possibility of release. I don't give a fuck if it's, oh, you can get released on the weekend. There is none of that. He gets none of that. Nigga, you killed 2 niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, that release shit, nah, you miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that. So, who actually, Now, even with inside his case, right, they said, well, YNW Melly, he texted his friend and told his friend he did that shit. How? I got questions. I got a lot of questions for this shit. How? If y'all took his phone privileges. How? This nigga couldn't even go in the yard. No, ma'am. It's not disgusting. But it's just, some of this shit is just, it's not making sense. Some of this shit is just, it's not sitting well. Like, why? How? So it's like, even with, like, I'm telling you, everything that seems weird to me is just probably ain't weird to other people. Boosie was even at the court date. Now, why the fuck would y'all let Boosie in? ain't no fucking lawyer. What the fuck is Boosie doing here? He there to show his support. How many people done died around Boosie? Chad, y'all don't go to fuck here with this shit here. Y'all about to go to fuck here. Like, and I was just like, this shit, it's not making, some of this shit not making sense. Now, this person video that I was watching, he was literally like, he was zooming up on certain things in the courtroom, and he was taking like little pictures of the shit in the courtroom and little things like that. Now, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Whoever recorded did a damn good job, right? But it's a little weird to me that a nigga would stand in front of the camera. And the only time he stood in front, not the nigga that recorded, but there was a person who, I think it was Jason, you know, the defense attorney. I think he was the one that stood in front of the camera. But the only time he stood in front of that camera was when the prosecutors was they had put up these boards to ask the detective, like, show me where this at and show me where this at on the street, right? When I tell y'all this detective ain't shit. This detective, listen, just his testimony alone broke the case. I promise y'all. If y'all have not been catching up, if y'all have not watched this case, the detective that was on the stand, and he just kept saying, and it is so weird because, bitch, I'm not slow. But whoever the fuck Detective Moretti is, Detective Moretti been on too many cases, if you ask me. I'm just saying. Detective Moretti name just seemed like just a. I know it ain't that many Detective Moretti. Okay, I know it ain't. But this motherfucking name just keep popping up and keep popping up and keep popping up. At this point, my nigga, no. But this detective supposed to been the lead detective as well. So you know how you got like, you know, y'all like partners, okay? Like y'all like partners. You know, NCIS, you know, Detective Benson and Stabler, you know, y'all know how that shit go, right? Okay, so this detective and Detective Moretti was supposed to be, you know, they supposed to be partners, you know. But when he got on the stand, he was making it like they wasn't partners at all. He would say he was the lead detective, but at the same time, every question that was asked, he was like, you got to go ask Detective Moretti. But if y'all partners, that means what you know, she don't know, or he don't know, or what they know, you don't know. Because why the fuck I need to go ask him if I'm asking you? If y'all partners. Right. So if you had certain concerns about this, you know, co-defendant, are you telling me that you wouldn't go tell him? Or whoever the fuck this Detective Moretti is? Because I don't know if it's a girl or boy. I'm just saying. No, yes. I ain't gonna lie. This case, by all means, was broken up. I think the case went down the drain for the prosecutors the moment this detective hit the stand. I think so. The moment he hit the stand, it kind of gave me like, why the fuck you keep saying you don't know? You gotta know something for you to be sitting up here. What the fuck aren't you talking about, nigga? Like, that's how my mind was. hmm But to say the least, I would say like it was a lot of what would you call it? Incompetence, a lot of backpedaling and pussy popping going on, a lot of lies, a lot of things being overlooked. It was a lot of that going on. They overlooked a lot of shit. Like it was like was like they just had it out for him. Like it was meant for him to be there for the 5 years and then come home. It had to been. And listen, I'm trying to tell you, like when I start talking about things, I try to give it from my perspective. I try to see from people who's not woke perspective, and I try to see it from people who's actually into the numbers and gematria perspective. So it's a little chill. Listen, that shit was good. And then I kind of use common sense. Common sense would be y'all overlooked a lot. The once this detective started testifying, it straight got down to the point of because YNW Melly was in a car and he left, right? Didn't go to the hospital, right? It's given he's guilty. That's how they looked at it. I'm being honest. That's how they looked at it, right? Because he wasn't shot. The other boy was, right? That's what it's given. It's given like y'all had already, instead of getting all the evidence y'all needed first and then saying, oh, he did that, y'all was already, he did that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the case don't fall. Because beyond a reasonable doubt, you have to prove to me that your feelings weren't in the middle of this shit. You had to prove to me that you wasn't connected emotionally to this shit. And truth be told, that is actually where that detective fucked up at. Because YNW Melly, a defense attorney, actually asked him, was he emotionally invested? You know what I'm saying? And he was saying he wasn't, but at the same time, because the co-defendant ended up giving him this runaround and started lying to him and shit like that. The defense attorney was like, well, could you say that you became emotionally invested where you just wanted to blame somebody or you just wanted to put it on somebody? And he was like, that could have happened, and he was like, well, so with that, could you say that the co-defendant lied to you, the co-defendant gave you the runaround? What I want to know is why he wasn't looked at as a suspect. And this detective said, well, at the time he was a victim, or we looked at him as a victim. I was trying to get him to open up. I was saying certain things to see his reaction, and did. And he was like, the defense attorney was like, but why wasn't he looked at as a suspect? Here we have a man who has a bullet wound, shows up to the hospital with 2 dead people in the car. Y'all treat him, y'all ask him, what do you know? Y'all ask him the location. He takes you to the location. Come to find out, when y'all get to this location, y'all find absolutely nothing. Y'all didn't find no tire marks, y'all didn't find anything. Come to find out, he lied to y'all and gave y'all the runaround, and he sent y'all to different areas, different location. At that very moment, could you tell that he was lying? And the detective was like, yes. And the defense attorney said, so I'm trying to figure out why he wasn't looked as a suspect. That right there is the case of its own. Like, why y'all never looked at him as a suspect? Why? Why y'all never looked at him as a suspect? So then he was like, at the time it wasn't on my mind, and something came up about a phone, and that's when they found out that the co-defendant was lying, because bitch, you don't leave your house without a phone. But at the same time, it was like the defense attorney said, well, could y'all have got a search warrant and searched his property? And he was like, well, the detective was like, well, the crime didn't happen at the property, at the house. So we really didn't need a search warrant to go search the house. And then the detective was like, the defense attorney was like, yeah, but the moment that you figured that this suspect was lying, or this co-defendant was lying, right? The moment you figured out that he was lying, did he turn into a suspect or did he stay a victim? And he was like, well, he turned into the suspect right along with, YNW Melly. And he said, well, why didn't y'all search his property? And he said, well, we didn't have probable cause to search the property. And the defense attorney said, well, you did, you just chose not to because y'all didn't have probable cause to search YNW Melly house because his shit, the shit didn't happen at his property. And he was saying, the detective said, well, our probable cause was that he was a suspect. Y'all see where I'm going with this case? If you can say and say y'all probable cause was that YNW Melly was a suspect, then the moment you found out this nigga lied to y'all, why y'all didn't search his property? I said, this motherfucker a bad nigga. Okay? I was like, y'all done tore this motherfucking case down. Y'all done tore this shit down. So I guess they realized they couldn't depend on this detective testimony because his testimony was all the way fucked up. I'm talking about fucked up to the max, okay? Fucked up to the max, because bitch, we ain't going. We ain't going. First of all, your emotions was in it. Second of all, you just wanted to blame somebody. Third of all, y'all said y'all had no body cameras. Fourth, y'all, you was investigating and didn't record your investigation, didn't put your investigation on paper. Your interview with this fucking co-defendant, you only interviewed him once, but you said you interviewed him multiple times, and every time you interviewed him, you didn't record it, you didn't paperwork it, you didn't. Boy, you're fucked up. Okay, you're fucked up. So they jumped to what's the name? The NCIS person, the forensics and all that. Child, when they jumped at her, I was mad. Bitch, I was mad. I was upset. Let me tell you why I was upset. Because bitch, I don't need to know your job. I don't give a fuck what your job is. I understand in the courtroom you gotta break all that down. You gotta break all that down. But how many times are you gonna break it down? They didn't ask this girl 2-3 fucking questions and she still repeated the same fucking thing. And never answered the fucking question. You never answered the question. Listen, when I tell y'all I was mad, I was mad. I said, this shit don't make no sense. Then you bitches black up on this motherfucker and all that. So then I'm like, you know what? Beyond a reasonable doubt, right? We have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay. Now, what I do know is with her testimony don't actually mean nothing. Okay. The only thing she has to prove is whether or not the shots came off. Whether or not the shots came in the car, from inside the car, right? Not from outside. So technically her testimony is only letting us know if the shots came from outside or was it done in the car. That's the only thing. Okay? She can't say he did it, she did it, they did it. She can't say any of that. Because that's not part of her testimony. That's not her job. That's not her job. Okay? So, she told her testimony. And, I mean, the shots came from inside the car, right? That's what they said. The shots came from inside the car. So I'm like, okay, all right, okay, all right. What that mean though? Like, oh bitch, I'm a debater. Okay, bitch. Everything that I would say to you, you gonna have to come back. Bitch, y'all will lose. Okay? Especially if it's beyond a reasonable doubt. Cause at this point, beyond a reasonable doubt, that means y'all ain't got no fucking evidence at all. Okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt, the only evidence you got is the co-defendant mouth who actually lied to y'all and gave y'all two different stories. He doesn't matter. Okay? His testimony is all the way out the door. Next evidence you got is the shoot. I mean the what is it? The forensic evidence. Okay, because listen, you don't have no blood, you don't have nothing. You can't say, oh, his DNA was in the car, because we all know that. You cannot prove just because his DNA is in the car that you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's the one that did it, because it was four of them in the car. Four of them. So all they fucking DNA evidence should be in the fucking car. But you have to prove that YNW Melly pulled the trigger. Okay? So yes, the shots came off in front of the car, inside the car. But can you prove that he's the one that did it? The only way, I should have been a fucking CSI. Okay, so the only way that you can prove that he's the one that did it is if you have a weapon. Everything else goes out the door. Okay? Everything else goes out the door. Everything. Because if we go by the trajectory of the bullets, mind you, y'all didn't find no bullet casings in the car. So where are the bullet casings? Right? Now, the co-defender said that YNW Melly told him to pick up the bullet casings. But if that was the case and you were snitching, where are they at? Why didn't you give them to the detectives? Y'all see what I'm saying? That's not making sense. So we're going to go beyond a reasonable doubt. Back at beyond a reasonable doubt. So, with that being said, if we go by the trajectory of the bullets, it's all about the angle that the bullets went in. Okay? It's all about the angle. The angles. Okay? How do they figure out the angles? Yes, they take pictures, but what they actually do, I don't even got one in here. Okay, let's use this. Okay, so what they actually do is take a stick and they push it inside the hole, and whichever way the stick goes, that is the trajectory. The stick can actually go this way, straight, up, down, side. Okay, so it's okay. So we have two different seats, right? Now, what I can tell you is another thing to tell you the trajectory is the what is it called? What is it called? What the fuck is it called, Joe? The cotton inside the hole, the bullet hole. Okay, so when you're shooting, right, it's all about how that, because we're talking about a seat. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a seat. So it's all about how it got shot and the rip that is in. Okay, so say YNW Melly was behind me, right? There should have been no angle. Do you understand me? No angle, because he shot straight. He shot straight through. Okay? If YNW Melly pulled the trigger and killed the one next to me, the angle of the bullet should have been this way. You know what I'm saying? Like a diagonal, if he did it in the back. Okay? If he did it in the back. But what I'm getting is that the driver got shot in the back, and I'm not sure how the nigga in the front got killed. But I'm getting that he got killed sideways, like doom in the door. Right? Another thing that you had to think about is if it was a drive-by, because they said it was a drive-by. They said it was a drive-by, y'all. The drive-by don't technically mean that they stopped by. You know what I mean? So they looking for tire marks, shell casing, and all that. Y'all know that California road shit, stop at the stop sign and keep it moving. Slow down and keep it moving. Who's to say they didn't do that? You don't technically need tire tread. Again, beyond a reasonable doubt. You have to prove that he's not the killer. So beyond a reasonable doubt, and they say, well, why no tire most of the who's to say that the car stopped at all? Who's to say the car stopped? The car could have just kept going. You know, I can roll down the motherfucking street and get the busting off and keep it moving without any tire tread. You get what I'm saying? As well as they would have to be holes on the outside of the door, depending on what kind of gun was used. Depending on what kind of gun was used. Depending. But if there was a drive-by and the car never stopped, there is a possibility. Okay. There is a possibility that the nigga in the driver's seat actually did get hit in the back and he got hit on the side up front. I say that because the car is moving. The car is moving. So with the car moving, okay, there's a possibility, right, that the car ended up driving, didn't start shooting until it got to the back. Because listen, I know how to put shit together, all right? So now they say YNW Melly didn't get hit. Okay, he didn't get hit. What side of the car was he on? Was he here or was he there? Right? What side of the car got hit first? And see, that's the shit I'm talking about. What side of the car got hit first? Right? What side did they pull up on? Did they pull up on this side or did they pull up on this side? I be wanting to know all the information. I need all that. But don't worry about it because I'm about to get, look, my download's coming in. That's how I'm fucking go start fucking. But there's a possibility that, say, there was a drive-by and they pulled up on the driver's side. Let's start the driver's side. They pulled up on the driver's side. They never stopped though, right? They never stopped, but they got the shooting. Okay, they got the shooting. The window was down because technically you don't need the windows. Could have been. It could have been a hot day. Who knows? Everything, weather and all, plays a part in the death. I'm just saying. Okay, it plays a part. And the way they came out the house, it didn't look like it was too cold out there, you know, because they didn't have coats on. Could have been warm out there, right? So say the car drives and the window down and you know, they just get the busting off, right? The car don't stop though. Y'all have to pay. Y'all have to understand that the car is still moving. So say they driving by, the window down, they get the shooting, bop, bop, bop. Some of the bullets hit the side door. Some of the bullets come straight through, hit the back of the nigga. Boom, boom. As they driving, they're shooting through the car, meaning all windows down. The nigga in this side probably got hit, right? Because it came through the back. So imagine YNW Melly being behind the passenger side. And that is the reason he didn't get hit, right? It's because he was behind the passenger and not behind the driver. And because he wasn't behind the driver, that is how the co-defendant got shot. Because it's a moving vehicle, okay? You know what I'm saying? So if it's a moving vehicle, he comes through this side, get the hit in the passenger, and the passenger gets shot. And they keep moving. Don't mean you need tire mode. Even if we reverse it and they come on, they driving on the passenger side, right? And again, it's the same scenario, just two different people is switched, meaning YNW Melly is on the driver's side and the co-defendant is on the passenger side. The only thing is, it's all about the trajectory of the bullet hole in the seats in the car. That is what it really comes down to. That's what it really comes down to. Now, question is, could he been shooting outside the car? Right? Now he's saying they staged a drive-by, meaning they was in two different cars. I'm just saying some shit don't make sense because the video that they did show, the video showed YNW Melly and the co-defendant getting in one car, and then the other two niggas got inside the red van. But I think I turned my head, so I don't really know if they all got in the same car or whatever. I'm not too sure. But neither here nor there. There's another way you can think of it. See, I love the way I think. I'm gonna tell y'all. Hey PG, I'm gonna tell y'all the way I think. I love the way I think. Let me tell y'all why I think this way, right? Think of it like this, on some real shit. Let's add another person shooting in the middle of this. Now they say they staged a shooting. They staged this drive-by, right? They staged this drive-by. Let's use Biggie. Let's use Biggie for an example. Let's use Biggie. Now they was in two different cars, just like Puffy and Biggie was. That was a staged drive-by, right? Right or wrong? I'm just saying. Let's think about that. See, bitch. Listen, I would literally. I should have been a motherfucking I should have been a motherfucking lawyer. I should have been a fucking lawyer. I should have been a lawyer because if we look at Biggie case, right? Because they say they was on the same street. One Diddy and Biggie on the same street as well. They had just left the club, just like YNW Melly and his people had just left the club. Oh well, they had just left the studio. This shooting happened, and the homeboys get killed. This is all about beyond a reasonable doubt, okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt. Was they in the same car? Was they not? If they was not in the same car, right? Then it could have very well been the same scenario as Biggie and Diddy scenario. We all know Diddy got him done. We know this. But y'all didn't charge him for that. Okay? Y'all didn't charge him for that. But we all know this is what happened. So that could have been the very same scenario. But the question would be, how did the co-defendant get shot? So clearly they all had to be in the same car, right? And if they all was in the same car, staging a shooting, meaning, or staging a drive-by would mean forward movement. So the bullets have to move as you move, right? You can't sit and stand and shoot in one spot. You cannot sit and stand in one spot and shoot because it's going to show that there was no drive-by. It's going to show it was intentionally done. It was a setup is what it's going to show. But if there was a drive-by, then it would show different bullet wounds, different bullet holes. It would show different trajectories. It would show all of that beyond a reasonable doubt. We've proven that he's not guilty. But at the same time, could be YNW Melly being the shooter, but then it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. He couldn't have been a shooter. So say like, no, he couldn't have been a shooter. I'm gonna say he couldn't have been a shooter because say they was in two different cars. YNW Melly was in a car by himself, right? And this co-defendant was actually in a car with the other two, and that's how the co-defendant got hit. But that would mean YNW Melly got out of his car and shot up that car. But why save the co-defendant life? Why keep him alive? Why keep him alive? Why not make sure he was dead like he make sure everybody else was dead? It's not making sense. It's not making sense. So if he is the shooter, why was there no gun residue found on YNW Melly? I'm just saying some of the shit is not making sense. It's not. I'm breaking this case down for y'all, but if we have to really think about it, in all scenarios, none of this is pointing to this man shooting. Now everybody is going off of what this nigga done sung about, what this nigga done wrote about, all his music and all that. Listen, don't judge a book by its cover. That's where the fuck y'all get it fucked up at. Okay, y'all judging a book by its cover. So because he wrote this shit, y'all feel like this is what he's about. But how many of niggas have y'all ran across that talk that shit but ain't about that shit? No cap. How many people have y'all seen talk that shit, gang gang since Party Train, but when shit get real, ain't none of that shit true? How many celebrities y'all know actually write music but ain't about that life? Ain't pick up a gun a day in their fucking life. How many celebrities? Let's be real. Let's really be real. I just think it's weird. I'ma say it's weird because when you do a lot of A and shit together, like I do, right? When you do a lot of A and shit together, right? It's a little weird to me that all this shit adds up. All this shit is connected, and that's why I tell y'all follow the numbers. I say connected because again, John Gotti is in the news, right? And he was booked for the same shit Melly did back when he was younger. Probably the same age as Melly, right? No, he wasn't. He was way older than Melly. But neither here nor there. You know, same scenario, right? Then you got Diddy who was in the news where Melly friends got killed the same fucking way that Diddy friends got killed. There's a lot of gaudy numbers popping up. There's a lot of Scorpios in the middle. Mm-hmm. 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 Boosie all through this shit. I don't understand. Boosie is all through this shit. Mm-hmm. Boosie all through this shit. Boosie first want to speak about motherfucking DC Young Fly wife who passed away. At the same time, she a fucking Scorpio. Bitch, listen. Okay, listen, listen, Linda. Some shit ain't sounding right. This shit ain't sounding too good for these niggas out here. Y'all, it's about time. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. It's about time for y'all to wake up. It's time for y'all to wake up. A lot of them motherfuckers in the, like I ain't even gonna lie. If you go look at what's his name? Okay, this lawyer, YNW Melly lawyer. If you go look up the white guy that was actually in the courtroom, right? And look up the famous lawyer that helped them get away with murder. Celebrity lawyers, the famous celebrity lawyer. You look up all of them. Look up them two. Look up them two. Follow the numbers. Compare faces. Cause I think when it comes down to certain things in life, or it's like y'all forget that there's prosthetics out here. Y'all forget that people wear fake hair now. People do a lot of bleaching, a lot of dyeing, a lot, and it's giving like y'all forgetting this shit. Like it's giving like the shit they show y'all on TV is not the shit that they doing in real life. It's giving y'all sitting out here doing the shit that they showing y'all and don't think they doing the same thing. I don't understand. I don't understand. But they're doing the same shit. Because that white lawyer and the celebrity lawyer, them two look just alike. Okay? Just alike. Not only that, you had the bitch that was sitting in the courtroom with YNW Melly, and then you have this bitch Dirk lawyer. Them two motherfuckers. Same fucking name. Last name different, but the first name the same. Both of them white. Okay. Only difference is the person that's in this courtroom who is using this Nicole Burdett name is not the same Nicole Burdett that's actually working with the law office of Jason. This is fucking with me. Who is this bitch? Who is she? Who is the bitch that's sitting there? Like, bro, I won't fuck with nobody say this bitch is like a crisis actor. She is like she like a crisis actor. She play on movies. This bitch plays somewhere. Okay, she plays somewhere. I just can't figure it out. But when I do figure it out, I will definitely let y'all know. But this bitch is playing somewhere. She is not a real person. You can look at her face and tell that she's not a real person. And then you don't be in a courtroom with no evil plan book. And the book says evil plan. This is a problem. This is a problem. That's the problem I have. If people not paying attention to detail. I pay attention to detail. Anywho, listen, Drake on this shit. It's just too much shit going on out here. It's too much shit going on. And everybody is connected. Okay? Boosie, let's jump in. Boosie, YNW Melly got the same lawyers, right? Then Boosie speaks on DC Young Fly baby mama. DC Young Fly baby mama is connected to who? Nick Cannon, right? Nick Cannon is connected to Jamie Foxx. Bitch, listen, ain't nobody got time for this. Jamie Foxx is connected to Diddy. Y'all get what I'm saying? Diddy connected to Biggie. Listen, pay attention to the details, brother. Y'all gotta figure out how all of this shit is connecting to each other. Okay? Because I done figured it out. And I might sound crazy a little bit. But bitch, I bet you he be home. I bet you YNW Melly be home. I think he open like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I bet y'all he be home. I bet y'all he coming home. But I bet you he gonna die. He might be home like October. He might be home next month. He might get acquitted. Time served. He been there for 5 years. Why not? Actually, let's do some numbers. Cause I told y'all, like with my mind, I do like numbers in my head a lot. Like it's a habit. I'm mad I ain't got no pen in this bitch. Like, bitch, what? But overall, y'all, if we do some numbering, oh, I found a quarter. I don't have a pen, y'all. Leave it here then. Fuck that shit. So we do numbers, right? Oh, wait a minute. My dumb ass. Hold on. Really? That's it? Okay then. Shit. Cause listen, I told you I do numbers, right? That shit sucks. Alright, so if I do it right, it's like, and I tell y'all like all the time, like, yo, y'all gotta start following numbers, correct? This is the only car I know they ain't got no motherfucking thing. This shit sucks. Y'all know how y'all normally find like 8 pins sitting in here somewhere? Bitch, no. Not that type of party. But let me tell y'all something, right? So if we doing numbers, okay, I'm a mess, yeah. So hold on. Alright, so this is so weird. This nigga has been okay. So if we doing numbers, right? And again, like I said, the numbers I don't know why those numbers just keep fucking popping the fuck up. So what's how many days is in a year? 365, right? Damn, wow, 365. Hold on, yeah. See, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. Bitch, listen. Okay. Okay. Bitch, look. So now listen. Again, I say follow the numbers. Follow the numbers. Follow the numbers. He will be home this year. He will be home this year. Either in November or he'll be home next month. I promise y'all. Either November or next month, he will be home. It's either between the two. Why? Because you got to follow the numbers. Okay, you have to. Now, YNW Melly has been locked up 5 years. 5 years equals 60 months. Okay? 60, which is 6. I told y'all the numbers that's going to keep popping up is either 5, 6, or 7. Right? Y'all following? Okay. So, he's been locked up actually for 60 fucking months. What month is this? Number 6. Okay? Pay attention. Now, there's 365 days a year, right? If we multiply that by 5, meaning 5 years, 365, okay? So we already know he was locked up for 6 months, all right? When we multiply 365 times 5, that's 1,825 days. Might not seem like a lot, okay? Might not seem like a lot, but it is. But that's 1,825 days. When you add, again, you gotta simplify these numbers, okay? When you simplify these numbers, 1, 8, 2, and 5 is what? 16. Now, with that 16, you have to simplify that 16. 6 plus 1 is 7. Where do 7 fall along in? Next month, right? His path number, right? 223 is 7, which is his song. I'm just saying, if y'all not following along, I don't know what to tell y'all. I be giving y'all the cheat codes. I be trying to break the shit down. Okay, it's giving. He coming home. That's what it's giving. It's giving he coming home. And listen, that is how I do my numbers. That is how I do. I don't technically use the geometric calculator unless I really have to, but making things make sense sometimes. That is how I do it most of the time. That is exactly how I do it most of the time, y'all. Now, I'm not sure. Um, but hey, that's my prediction. That is my prediction. I don't know about everybody else's, but why with the YNW Melly case, that is my prediction. I don't know about everybody else's, but it's given next month, which would be okay. So I say November the could be November the 12th. Oh wow, shit! All right, 223. You can do November. I need y'all to listen. Certain dates. I'm gonna give y'all. Pay attention to them. We had November the 12th, November the 23rd. That is definitely Scorpio season. So in between those 2 days, that them two that week or two, half a week, November the 12th to November the 23rd, right? Next month, we're going to do the month of the 5th. July the 5th, July the 6th, July the 7th. Yes, in that range. He'll be home. So something that's going to be something that goes on with him in that month, July. Let's say July, something will be announced big about him. Something's gonna happen. Check his family. You know what I'm saying? Something pertaining to YNW Melly will happen next month. Whether it's him, whether it's his family, anybody connected. Could be record label, could be any of it. Pay attention to that. But he 9 times out of 10, he might be home November. If not November, that'll when he gonna get killed. If not November, he'll be home October. Fucking mosquito, bitch. I seen you. My eyes too fast for that shit, ho. But November the 12th to the 23rd will be the month that something happens. Again, don't listen to me. But Scorpio season is coming around, okay? Y'all little funding over there in that sector going down too. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off of here. It's 9 o'clock. Y'all, please like, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I will keep y'all up to date with this case, or I will follow this case because this is one of the cases. Like, bitch, we in here. So, y'all, please like, subscribe, and share to the channel. Okay. And deuces.